am kind of keyed up right now. I should be in bed, but I was at parent-teacher conferences till 9. Not for my kid, I'm the teacher, so yeah. And I just can't get sleep. So I thought, what the heck, let's film something. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the pens I have currently inked, and just a few things upcoming with the channel, and a possible delay in reviews soon. So, of course, and this is in answer to Larry Barones actually asked about this pen. This is a Lamy 2000. Always my daily writer. I do put it away in the summer. In the summer, I typically wear shirts like this, only shorter sleeves, because it's North Dakota and it's hot in the summer. So he doesn't have a pocket here to fit into. So, yeah, he just kind of sits around. Or, you know, it's inked, but it's just sitting in the house. So what I usually use as my daily writer in the summer is the Kaweco Sport. Now, I took a hike and a drive down Needles Highway, and this is a convenient companion with me. So, yeah, the Kaweco Sport, still an awesome pen, and became much more awesome when I discovered that Kaweco now has a converter. So, liking that a lot. So, I don't really want to talk a whole lot about conferences, because that's all confidential and such. But I'll talk a little bit about what's upcoming with the channel. I'm looking at this computer screen right now, because yes, I'm recording it on my Mac. The computer screen is cracked. I can see about probably 2/3 of the screen. I'm missing a big blob over here. There's a huge swipe across. Can't read the top of the screen. There's a big line across the middle. And it's getting to the point that it's actually getting in the way of my working. You know, I don't make any money on these reviews. I did start advertising, but I'm, you know, a few pennies right now. So, yeah. But I do a lot of schoolwork for this, and I'm writing my novel on it. Well, rewriting, because I'm on the drafting stage. 4th draft. Anyway, not going so well. So I'm going to take this down to Rapid City on Saturday. Yes, I have to go all the way to Rapid City to get an Apple monitor repaired. And it looks like I'll be doing another trip the following week to Rapid City. Yay! And that was a sarcastic yay, by the way. And then it's going to be expensive because it's an Apple. So, yay. But, you know, I've actually been very happy with this computer. And it's my fault that the screen's cracked. So, you know, I've lived with it for over a year, but it just keeps getting worse. And it's now to the point, yeah, I can't live with it anymore. So, be going to Rapid, dealing with that. I'll be computerless for at least a week, possibly 2 weeks if it takes them longer to repair it. And I have one review ready to upload next week. I will just put it on a flash drive and upload it at work. And so I have 2 driving videos on there, but then I'm kind of running low. So yeah, if there's a week of pen reviews missing upcoming, well, you'll know why. It's because it took them longer to repair it, and, you know, it's not like I can just run down to Rapid City after work. That is 3 hours down, 3 hours back. So, ick. But my fault. I mean, yeah, I have nobody to blame but myself for this. All right, so what else is inked right now? By the way, Noodler's Black. Noodler's Black. That's my daily writer ink. Now, this is an Esterbrook J. I mentioned somewhere that I replaced the J bar that's inside, so the little lever works. I also resacked it, and I've been having some adventures with resacking, getting the sack to go in correctly. But I believe it's in correctly now, so I'm going to ink it up, probably not tonight, because I'm tired, but, you know, soon, and I'll see how she's doing. I recently re-inked my TWSBI, what the hell is it? TWSBI 580 aluminum. It's right now has Diatramentis. Wow, I sound really lost. Mandarin ink. It smells sort of like orange. No, tangerine ink. It smells sort of like tangerines. It's a lot like Apache Sunset, but a lot paler. Larry Barones sent me a couple ink samples. So right now in this Lamy studio, I have Visconti Blue, and I am actually enjoying the Visconti Blue. I'm surprised. I Been curious about Visconti ink, but haven't purchased any, so that may happen. I have right now a Lamy ABC nib in here. Why? Well, because I was planning to film a video where I would do the different Lamy nibs. I will still do that, but with this computer going away for repairs, that may be a while, so we'll see. All right, so what else is going on? Well, this weekend I will be uploading my very last video from my August trip to the Black Hills, and we'll hit Slim Butte and a little bit of nothing in between. But the following week, this is already filmed and ready to go. I will be taking you somewhere different. I'll be going into North Dakota. Now, don't expect Black Hills scenery. Expect prairie scenery. But we'll go up to Mott, to Elgin, and to Beulah. And I point out the schools in Mott and Elgin, so there's that. It's different kind of countryside. It's not the Black Hills, but it's where I live, so you're going to see it. And then the week after, or the next video after that, I'll take you from Beulah to Zap, the site of what was North Dakota's one and only riot. But, since I recorded the narration on that video, the pipeline protests have gotten more violent. So, yeah. And so Zap, and then I'll go over to Dodge, North Dakota, which I don't know if there's much history to Dodge, but what a cool looking town. So I like Dodge. And then the video following that will be from Dodge to Killdeer, which had quite a hailstorm this summer, to Dickinson. And then I may or may not do a video of Dickinson and the return home. We'll see. I haven't put that part together yet. But I do have everything up to Dodge filmed. But then, well, let's just talk about another pen. I inked up a bunch of pens this week. I was bored. Platinum 3776. This one is the Chartres blue finish and with a music nib. Yeah. So Stephen Brown does. Well, trust me, it's a music nib anyway. I like the 3776 model. But you've seen that pen. I've done a review on it, so nothing exciting to say there. It's inked with La Couleur Royale, which is a Noodler's ink, kind of a purplish blue ink. I have a Conklin Word Gauge modern version inked up. It's a medium nib, but it's inked up with Dea Trementa Sahara Gray, which is a green ink, so whatever. Kind of a different sort of pen. It has the silly word gauge on its ink window, and yes, that's not stained. It was that color when I bought the pen. Got it real cheap. That's actually for me, quite an expensive pen, but I got it quite a lot less than that. Let's see. My next driving video after I finish that whole trip along Highway 200 back to where I live, I'll be going down to the Black Hills again. I did it the very next weekend, October 1st. It was this beautiful fall day, and I thought I could stay home. I could dig up my garden. I could pull the plants, turn over the soil and all that, or I could go down to the Black Hills. Guess which one I chose? So I went down to the Black Hills, visited, I actually did drive Spearfish Canyon. I probably shouldn't have, because I ended up driving home partly in the dark, but Spearfish Canyon, that's always nice, and definitely was nice that day. I hiked, not to Roughlock Falls, which is a nice hike. I hiked to Spearfish Falls, Spearfish Creek Falls. I forget what it was called. Anyway, I'd say in the video. Hiked down there. I took a little bit of video footage along the way, took a few pictures, experimented with selfies. That was interesting, with an iPad, and walked back. And yeah, there were a lot of people out because it was a nice day, so doing narration on site was a little awkward, but I managed at least a little, so you'll have that to look forward to. But then I went, through Lead again, and then down to Hill City and kept going. Now, did I go to Mount Rushmore? Oh, no. Much better, because it's a driving video, and Mount Rushmore, you've all seen it. I did go past Mount Rushmore because I turned off the road too early and didn't realize it until I was going past Mount Rushmore. I thought, I'm not supposed to be driving past that. So I did this trip the exact opposite direction how I'd been planning. And I'll tell you where I went in a second. So I inked up my Pilot 8 Custom 823 this week with black. I had a pen pal who is not on YouTube, so I'm not going to give names. We'll just say, I won't say. I don't know if she wants me to say. But she long ago sent me a bottle of Mont Blanc. Oh my gosh, that's hard to say. Mont Blanc Black. I a full day of teaching plus a full day of conferences on top of it really does this to me. Anyway, so I have that in it, using it. Yay. So, still love this pen. I do want to trade the nib here with, I have a Falcon nib now and a Pilot Custom 743 I'm thinking about trading, so we'll see. I was in an inking mood that night, so I inked up the Pelikan M200 with, which ink? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was Diatramentus Cucumber or if it was the Iroshizuku Chiku Rin, the really pale green bamboo one. But it's the Iroshizuku Chiku Rin, which I might be mutilating the name because I don't have it in front of me and don't remember exactly. So those are two more pens inked up. So where did I go? Well, as soon as I saw Mount Rushmore, I'm like, well, shoot. And it is actually a pretty drive, so that wasn't wasted. I hadn't planned to go past Mount Rushmore at all, but whatever happened. Kept going down the hill. And you could turn toward Keystone, which is a tourist trap. But instead I said, okay, I'm not going to backtrack. I'm just going to take this route the exact opposite way how I planned. And now that I know the right way to do it, I have an excuse to do it again next spring. So I promise that's coming. So I went backwards, went on the Iron Mountain Highway. That's cool. It has all these pigtails, which are full circles, but what's cool about them is you rise up. It's a way to gain elevation quickly. They generally include a tunnel, usually a one-lane tunnel, and a bridge. And the road actually loops over itself, but it gains altitude quickly. And the pigtails were designed so if you're coming the opposite direction from how I drove it, which is the way I'd planned to go it, every time you come out of a tunnel, Mount Rushmore is framed in the opening. Well, it didn't work out that way because in my defense, the map I had no route number, so I was kind of making an educated guess, and I just guessed a little bit too soon. If I'd gone one more road on, I'd have been just fine. But as it turns out, this was fun, so I'm glad it turned out the way it did. So, hey. So Iron Mountain Highway, that is a nice drive, a lot of twisting and turning, very twisting and turning. Motorcycles passing me because they like to drive fast. And then you drive just some general highway type stuff, but it's very rural countryside. Half park, half not. But then I turned off onto Needles Highway. Before I talk about Needles Highway, what else is inked up? Because, like I said, I went nuts. I still have this pen. It's a Monteverde Regatta Sport. Is it my favorite pen? No, but every time I think about getting rid of it, I don't have anything like this. And the magnetic, that's still cool. So, yeah, I still have it. Right now I'm using a 1.1 millimeter stub in it. And, I told you before. Oh, and what ink is in it? Rohrer & Klinger Scabiosa. My Retro 51 is inked up once again with Noodler's Antietam because that's just a natural combination. Love this pen. Love how it looks. Love how it writes. Love it. I mentioned it. I believe that it has a Schmidt nib. I just emptied out my Schmidt fountain pen, the Schmidt Intrinsic. Still love that one. So, yeah. Still using a lot of these pens I review. Others go by the wayside. I have one more, but let's talk about Needles Highway for a little bit. So eventually you'll get to tour Needles Highway. I didn't really get out of the car along the Iron Mountain Highway, but I did get out of the car a couple of times along Needles Highway. Now, Needles Highway, you're climbing and climbing and climbing, and a lot of twisty turnies, some narrow tunnels, again, one-lane tunnels, and you get to the you get up there and you have rocks that are like this. That's why it's called Needles Highway. In fact, one of them, the famous one on the other end, where I should have come into the park, is actually a sewing needle. It has a hole in the bottom of it, just like a sewing needle does. All made by wind and natural erosion. But anyway, Needles Highway is a lot of fun, although, as one of my friends pointed out, it is more fun for the passengers than it is for the drivers. So what I would like to do is talk my parents into it and lay down the, and the Camry's 16 years old, and maybe they'll say, we're kind of scared to ride in your old car, let's take ours, and then I won't have to drive. So then I can finally get to enjoy Needles Highway other than in a dash cam. So we'll see. I may play the good son and drive him, but anyway. Yeah, one of the tunnels is 8 feet 4 inches wide. Think about that. I was a little leery in the Camry. Tour buses take this route. I can not even imagine, but it's kind of fun to watch them on YouTube trying to get through it. They do, but yipe. So 2 inches of clearance on either side, not for the claustrophobic. All right, before I finish up what else will be in that whole series of videos, I am loving the Centro pen. This is that Czechoslovakian pen. It turned out, I hadn't really written with it yet when I first introduced it. Turned out to have a super soft nib. I do not have a pen with a nib this soft. It is spectacular. Right now it has KWZ Quizzy, or maybe it's just KWZ. Anyway, whatever it is, green gold ink in it. It's a Polish firm, so Polish ink, Czechoslovakian pen. When I posted my preview of this pen, I actually had somebody comment that there is no Czechoslovakia anymore. You're right. This pen was made in the 1960s. There was a Czechoslovakia then. Centro pen does still exist. It is now in, I can't remember if it's in the Czech Republic or the Slovak Republic, or is it called Slovakia? Anyway, I can't remember which one it's in. I want to say the Czech Republic. But Centro pen was actually made up of a bunch of old non-communist pen companies that came together and they put their expertise to use, and some of the old vintage Centro pens were something else, and this is a something else. Celluloid body with a magnificent celluloid, kind of like the Omas pen that Matt Armstrong likes to talk about, that looks sort of like wood, but I don't remember what it's called. Not just gold-plated furnishings, gold-filled. So as this wears away, it's not going to be silver underneath. It's going to be gold. And a gold nib, which, like I said, is the softest I've ever used. It is, wow. And an ebonite feed that actually does keep up. One thing I did discover that made me unhappy, and that I had to fix, the tines of the nib were like this. And so I got them sort of like this, and then I had to work a lot longer to get them so they're finally side by side the way they're supposed to be. So I was not happy about that. But overall, now that I've got it fixed, I am happy with this pen. And it's still, this is how the Noodler's Conrad fills. So that's probably where they got the idea. Very, very nice pen. I have nothing like it. I've written with nothing like it. That's why it's been inked up a bunch of times. And I do plan to film the review of this. This will probably be my first new review when I get this laptop back. That's a promise. So anyway, as I put these pens away, I happen to notice one other here. Deserves mention, and I should probably review it at some point. I don't normally review ballpoints. It's not my thing. But I bought this. It's been 2 years now. He's now a sophomore. I have a student who's an 8th grader who, well, when he was an 8th grader, started turning pens. And so his fountain pens, they're basically kits. This was at the beginning, back when he was an 8th grader, and I just said, I don't know if I want to spend that. So I bought a ballpoint. So I may actually review this. I'll be a little bit honest, but I'll be nice, because he was an 8th grader when he made it. He's now a sophomore, so if I ever buy a new pen from him, I'm just going to go at him full bore and criticize like heck. But since I'm talking about 14-year-old him, I'll be nice. But that may be a review upcoming too. And of course, the Penn rodeos and so on. And holy cow, I can't believe I talked 20 minutes. But anyway, I am getting tireder now. I just, I'm not a night person. I function very well in the morning. I'm energetic in the morning. By afternoon, I'm just tired, and all I want to do is sleep. And I'm not as productive in the afternoon. So when I have a project to work on, I work on it in the morning. So probably I should have, and I make more sense in the morning. You know what I'll be doing tomorrow night? From about 5:30 probably until 8:30 is I will be line judging a volleyball game. And dirty little secret, don't tell the people I'm line judging this. The later it gets, the more calls I miss, and more I think, oh, was it that sideline or that side? Oh boy, I don't know. Who cares? You know, my mind starts to wander and drift, and I get tired and lose my reaction time, and it's just terrible. So my best line judging happens earlier in the evening. Best time of all would be in the morning, but yeah. So just don't tell anybody that, because I'm going to get paid a pretty good amount of money for line judging, and it may or may not have already turned into a pen. The laptop repairs are coming out of the new laptop fund. Yeah, I'm just going to put off buying a new laptop for another year or two, which is fine because Apples are stay good. And what my savings plan was to save up to the point when this was still perfectly adequate and wouldn't need to be replaced, so I'd have a buffer there. Well, I guess it worked because I needed the buffer to pay for repairs. And lesson learned, be more careful next time. So, yeah. So, next week, I will be reviewing the Noodler's Charlie. That review is already filmed and prepared. The week after that, I'll be filming, what is it? I gotta look here because I can't remember what the pen is. I still can't tell. This is awkward. This is really awkward. Oh, okay, there it is. It's a Jinhao 599, but metal. Sent to me by Chris Rapp. So the Noodler's Charlie and the Jinhao, sorry, I can't tell what I'm clicking on because there's too much cracks and black on the screen. All right, I'm back. Anyway, I hope you didn't see lots of weird confusion there. But Noodler's Charlie is coming up this coming week. The week after that will be that Jinhao 599, but I might tomorrow night after the volleyball game, because same thing, I'll be keyed up. I might assemble that into a video and put it onto the flash drive, and yeah. So if you don't see a pen review or any kind of a video from me for a week or two, that's why the laptop's being repaired. It's 10:30. I really need to be in bed right now. But anyway, I hope I rambled. I didn't have any scenery with it. All you looked at is my face and a couple of pens, but I just felt like I needed to let you know what was up. So if a week or two are skipped, it's because I live in rural North Dakota and have to go all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota to get this computer repaired. And yeah, it's not like a spontaneous trip like, oh, I'm going to do it after work, because I can't. I think a lot of these, because I was actually going to take it to a closer place, but it's only open during the week, and I can't get there before they close because I work. I guess if you lived in that city, you could, but so Rapid City was the closest one that was available to me. So yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. And you know what the heck? Let's whip out the iPad while I film this. I'm looking at some old rodeo pictures in the background, so if you're wondering what the heck is on the screen there, you're looking at what's probably going to be a discard. You'll see why. Darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Okay. So, this is going to give you an idea of the screen. And yes, you're looking at the back of my iPad, but I'll show you the picture. So this is what I see on my screen right now. And I think you can see why I'm discarding that. And I think you can also see a little bit of mess in the living room, because still working on my construction project. I'll have to tell you about that sometime too, but that probably fits better in a chatty driving video because holy cow, this has gone on for 25 minutes. So I'll just save that for a driving video and talk to you about that. But anyway, I hope this was at least got you up to date, gave you an idea that I do use the pens I review, some of them. The ones I don't like end up being given away, or in the case of one, thrown away because what a piece of junk it turned out to be. Except I kept the nib. But anyway, we'll talk about that some other time. So, hope this is interesting. Hope it was useful. Hope it filled 25 minutes without having driving scenery in the background. And we'll talk to you later.